passion and your professional life and side hustles together in a way that will maximize your chances of not overburning yourself, not overrunning yourself, and doing so in congruency. So, congruency is a very interesting terminology. And to some of you who are kind of doing different types of side hustles, maybe you heard of the word congruency in mathematics class, where you have sort of like a triangle, where you have one side congruent to another. That kind of stuff, really boring stuff that you studied in high school. And now, well, believe it or not, this whole math happens to be all around us, whether you whether you like it or not. So I wanted to talk about multiple ways of combining your work, your passion, and your professional life in a way that doesn't cause you to develop social media addiction or, God forbid, AI psychosis, and instead come up with something that is beneficial for you and from multiple perspectives where you are reusing whatever you do at work in your side hustle and your professional life and vice versa. So this is you could think of it sort of like your professional life being kind of like a little circle, and then of course your side hustle is another circle, and then your passion is another circle, and at the end of the day you have multiple circles, and what you essentially are looking for is a bunch of intersects, the areas where those circles intersect. So the areas where they intersect happens to be the topics of interest, and that should be your main priority, and that should be your main focus. So, guys, like, how do you determine that? How do you come up with something that is mutually inclusive, yet at the same time congruent and easy for you to understand? So this way, you get the direction and start working towards it. Like, how do you do it? Because a lot of people don't know how to do it. But I'm gonna describe. I'm gonna give you guys a quick way for how to do it. And if you listen closely, I promise you, any of you guys could create that same path, and makes it so this way. It's gonna be a lot easier. But in order for you to better understand this, I'm gonna go ahead and give an example. So obviously, I'm gonna give an example of myself because it's just easier this way. So this way, you could imagine all of those circles. So imagine, let's say you have a full-time job and you're doing lots of different things, like working real hard on Monday through Friday, and of course you also have some side hustles, and of course you also have some passion. How do you combine all of those different elements together in a way that doesn't overwhelm you and makes you feel happy and makes you feel, well, good, and you make money in the process? Like, how do you do that? So that is actually something very common. A lot of people ask me, like, well, Rome, I don't know, I don't understand how to do that. I don't have a, I mean, I have a passion. I kind of, I also, like pets, cats, and dogs, and I also like to travel, and like so when I talk to people, guys, like, obviously I understand that you all love to travel, you love pets, cats, and dogs, and I also understand that you also have full-time job. Many of you, many of you have a full-time job, and not only that, many of you are looking for a side hustle that would be like a combination of it all, where you feel comfortable and, of course, not overwhelmed. So, guys, I wanted to give you an information. So, how do you do that? And, well, WTF you go? That's a very good question. So, I'm actually getting some chicken. I literally got out of my brother's house and I played with the jacks and hairless cats, created a little bit of content. That should be more than enough content for my luxury pet store that I'm building. If you guys want to check it out, what it looks like, take a look at Jack's Paws channel. It's a beautiful, beautiful channel, and I'm building it in front of you guys and showing you how to do it from scratch. And you can definitely check it out. But yeah, I went to my brother's house, and now I'm actually gonna get some chicken. And before I before I got the chicken, before I'm gonna get the chicken, and while I was in my brother's house, right after that, I went with my nephew to to basically chill in jacuzzi in a sauna and discuss our plan for we're building another business. Basically, it's has to do with detailing cars, and yeah, and I wanted to I wanted to tell you guys like how do I do that? Like I mean, I do have a full time job. I'm a full stack cybersecurity engineer, and I have a passion. I love pets, cats, and dogs, and I have a niche of of moms over 40 who I'm specializing in helping those types of moms over 40. That's my niche. And of course, I do a bunch of other little things, and I quickly wanted to tell you, like, how do I know what to pick, in which order, and how do I do it in a way that I'm not getting overwhelmed, so this way you could do the same thing. But first, guys, before we talk about all that, I do gotta get some chicken. So let's find out. We are currently closed. Please visit us again during our normal business hours. Oh hell no! I'm gonna be running out of chicken. Man, I shouldn't have been chilling for too long in that sauna. Man, I'm so cooked now from that sauna. It's not even funny, guys. But hey, it is what it is. I guess I guess I just gotta have to. Like, what time is it? 10:58. Man, I don't know. Maybe there's McDonald's open. Probably the last resort. The last resort. I'm gonna get McDonald's. So, guys, look. Here's how you combine all of those different types of side hustles together with your job, and of course, like in the process, be happy and make some money. But yeah, I hopefully answered your question in regards to where I was going. But yes, like literally, today was so while I was in a sauna and a jacuzzi discussing strategies with my nephew. What we discussed is the next steps for Freedom Fusion Detailing. So Freedom Fusion Detailing is a business that we're spinning up real quick on a side hustling basis. I managed to spin one up in the matter of past 3 days. So guys, look, some of you will say, well, what do you mean? How's it even possible? Guys, this is really possible with uh, hybrid skills and combination of a bunch of freedom founders. Trust me, guys, you can literally build your own feudal kingdom, and that feudal kingdom could be like a little small little business, maybe a car wash, or perhaps your pet store. At the end of the day, it's all about how passionate you are about doing what you love, and if you love, let's say, pets, cats, and dogs, and this is absolutely something that you want to do, but like you also feel like it's a chore, even though it's a passion, even though you love pets, cats, and dogs, but it will feel like a chore because then because you kind of have to be forced to go ahead and monetize some your passion, and it can feel a little bit overwhelming sometimes. But at the end of the day, guys, like here's how I do it, and here's how I pick what I want to pick based on everything what's going on. I'm gonna like try to subdivide everything into circles, and of course those circles think of like a professional life, whatever you do as one circle. Think of passion, another circle, and think of some side hustle as another circle. For sure, you could have like multiple side hustles. Today I went ahead and for the hell of it, I went ahead and I did a little micro side hustle, not because I needed to, but because I wanted to. And many of you guys want to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to tell you exactly what I did. And what I did is I went out, I took a picture of a house, and I got $20 in my pocket, and that paid off for my breakfast. And I'm like, man, that's pretty good. $20 to just taking a picture. That's right, guys. You can combine really small little gigs, and some of you will be like, man, I don't know. Should I? I don't really want to do little gigs. But the truth is, guys, like those gigs are so easy, and you have fun while doing it, and you can still be creating your own brand while doing it. And the truth is, it's like the problem is nobody really. And at the end of the day, like many people do it, not necessarily because many people do little side hustles, not necessarily because of money factor, but because of how relevant they are in context of other things that they're doing. So, for example, I went ahead and I took a picture today, and I was like, all right, $20, not bad. That's pretty good. And while I was, going out and getting a picture, I would go ahead and create a little video explaining, as I'm doing in a talent agency. I described like what I'm doing as a talent agency, and of course, that's another side hustle. And when I'm building all of the side hustle, guys, the idea is You want to be explaining to your audience, your subscribers, what exactly you're doing, so this way they can totally understand what's happening. Now, here's the thing: if you over-explain, if you like overdo it, then a lot of people are gonna be like, man, I don't want to listen to that. I'm here. I want to understand how to figure out the side hustle, like what, what should I do? Like, what should I think? How do I combine them? So, guys, I'm gonna try to break down the whole circles, like make it super easy for you to understand. At your full-time job, if you have a full-time job and it has something to do with technology, then do this: get a side hustle that wraps around your full-time job. For example, when I go to work, I have a hybrid schedule. When I go to work, obviously I create a little bit of content talking about my talent agency, and while I'm going to work, I'm building some funnels, building something relevant to growing other businesses. And of course, there's other businesses include like pet store, of course that's fashion, and of course right now it's another one. I'm doing car wash, well not car wash, but detailing. So that's kind of another one of those things where you really want to have some sort of a flexible income. Like you don't really want to depend on anybody. You just wanna have something of your own, and like you don't really like you're tired of just working for somebody else or like who's pictures taking or anything like this. There's different types of side hustles, guys. There's a micro side hustles, micro gigs, and there's something that you own, like a little business. Depending on depending on your comfort level, you may be inclined to be either A, more of a feudal lord or more of a freedom founder. If you're really, really lucky, if you really have a powerful energy, you can become like a hybrid between freedom founder and feudal lord, where in one part of the phase you get to be the feudal lord, the other part of the phase you get to be the freedom founder, and combining this based on your energies. Now, some of you will say, well, I don't get it. Like, what kind of, can you give me an example? So, guys, of course, use a bunch of examples. Uh, I have as you guys know, I have a full-time job. I'm a full-stack cybersecurity engineer. Of course, there's technology involved. There's a lot of things involved. And, of course, I need to keep up with AI and automations and all that fun stuff. So, what I do, I build a side hustle around that. I was like, you know what? I don't want to get hooked, waiting for getting laid off just because I'm not proficient in AI. No, that's not going to be on my watch. I'm going to get better with AI, and I'm going to combine it where I love it. I'm going to make it in a way where I'm going to be like comfortable, like I'm just sitting in my shoes. And I did that, precisely that, build AI automation agency. And then later I was like, man, it feels like I'm way overwhelmed, and I feel like I'm not making money with that. I need to do something that I really like and I'm not feeling overwhelmed, and it can't be AI automation agency. It has to be something different. So what I did is I built talent agency. And as I built that talent agency, I was like, man, that's kind of great. Every day I meet with different people. Every day feels like Christmas, because sometimes you may meet somebody in Philippines who have their own forest development company, and they're really looking for, to create a fire-looking product, and they have access to forest and all the resources, and you'd be like, damn, that would be neat if I could combine a bunch of people together to build some mosquito spray, and we'll be in the middle and get to have a competitive edge and advantage. And when you meet with random people like this, you be like, man, that's kind of, it's sort of like that light in your mind that could be like, oh man, I could realize that. I could totally make that happen. And of course, if you overdo it, nothing will happen if you just go in too many different directions. But at the end of the day, you get to pick your path. You get to pick which which business you want to do. That's the beautiful part about having a talent agency. Now, of course, what if you don't have a talent agency? What if you just want to be? What if you just want to like make money with pets, cats, and dogs? Well, that is a great passion. There's nothing wrong with that passion, guys. It's just like there will be periods when your passion will become like your like your hustle. And I don't like that feeling when the passion becomes a hustle, which is why I differentiated, which is why I introduced different kind of businesses in the mix. Today I went ahead and I spoke with one of the folks who's in California. His name is Lee, and he has a boss in California, in Hollywood. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you guys some content to check out for what we're trying to do on that bus. But basically, we're gonna do another business real quick. If you want to jump in and participate in building the business, let me know. So this is another feudal kingdom that we are going to be building in parallel, and that has to do with records, digitizing memorabilia. And this is something that some of you will be like, well, I don't know anything about that. It's just so mesmerizing to listen to all of this. Like, I don't know, like, where should I start from? It just seems there's just so many different paths. Like, man, how do you know what to pick? Guys, at the end of the day, look, I haven't even finished describing all the other paths. I haven't even mentioned the fact that I'm literally doing another side hustle where I'm teaching people in University of New York in computer networking, preparing them to get certified. And another side hustle where they also wanted me to teach AI Excel. And I figured out why not? Because it's really close to whatever it is that I do with my job. And I actually do need to get really proficient with AI Excel, specifically because like there's so many different things that I do for a full-time job that has to use like all this kind of rows of data and columns and all that other stuff. I'm like, man, you know what? Why the hell? Why not just combine both? And so this way I could kind of teach at the same time. And I also created an objective at my full-time job to learn more about AI, but of course in my sector, in the sector of um, AI clouds, in the sector of clouds, cybersecurity, networking, that kind of stuff, the boring stuff that I barely talk about. I don't want to bore you guys, but I do have some people who be like, well, I kind of want to listen about that. And I'm like, all right, well then join my class. Join my class. I'm going to be teaching one in February. So I do have some scholarships available as well. So if you guys are interested, definitely let me know. I only have few spots available. So we meet once, and then the training is remote. It's in one of the universities. It's a good prestige university in New York. And yeah, guys, like what I just described is like gazillions of different things. Hold on a sec, guys. And yeah, so the best way, guys, for you to really, really understand all of that is to, well, guys, look, hold on, I'm gonna order some
Hi,
food.
may I help you?
Yeah, can I get a Big Mac?
Spanish only?
No, no, can I get a Big Mac meal,
Medium lunch?
medium,
What kind of drink?
Diet Coke,
Nothing else?
and can I get a apple pie?
How many?
Just one.
That's it?
Uh,
Come to the window.
all right, guys. So I think, I think the whole concept of figuring out what do you want to do with it, your like how to combine passion in your full-time job and some extra side hustles together. So the answer is, guys, the answer is you need to combine based on your energy levels. Simply, because you can't just say, uh, because I do one thing at my job, therefore I got to do something similar at my side hustle. No, it doesn't work that way. Although it helps in terms of reducing your kind of mental state of reducing the back and forth kind of learning the new things. But the reality is, when you're chasing the same exact thing for which you have at the full-time job, you're really not you're not really benefiting from that. So what you really want to be chasing, guys, is something that gives you that feeling of fulfillment because it will be a lot bigger than money. It will be something that you're just gonna feel every day as you're gonna grow. You're gonna feel more accomplished. Now, guys, like I have folks that reach out to me and be like, "Yo, well, you know, I kind of want to get into networking. I kind of want to get into uh, AI, and I kind of want to do like combine my passion, what I do." Guys, all you need to do is send an email to info@highvision.com and choose Freedom Founder and answer small question. This will allow you to get the direction that you're looking for. And of course, maximize your chances of success. And of course, you'll be able to better figure out what to pick, how to pick it. Because at the end of the day, guys, there's many different paths for you to choose. And the quicker you recognize your, like, the quicker we know about you on high vision, the quicker you register and show yourself, the easier it's going to be for us to maximize the chances of success. if you don't know about you, if you don't see who you are or what your offer is, then it's going to be exponentially difficult for us to make any kind of progress with. And that's why I always say, always try to like network with people. Now, a lot of people will say, well, I'm not ready to network with people because I don't know what the network is. And I know, guys. Well, the first step is register on Hypevision, so this way you can recognize some of those ways for how you can network. Okay, guys. But I'm gonna get going. See you next time. Take care.